This is TCR, TroyCommunityRadio.com. I'm Clint Myers on 107.1 WTJN. It's time for the Mayor's Report, and with us this morning, Mayor Michael Beamish. Good morning.
Well, good morning, Clint, as I always say, and good morning to David. David does all the video here, and between the two of you, I always say thank you for what you do to promote our great city.
Well,
and it's good to see the listeners actually tuning in to this station.
Hey, we've got the first month of 2017 under our belt now.
January is now going. It doesn't seem possible, but you know, we've had a really unique winter so far. And
that's one way to put it.
It's been warm, it's been cold, but one thing's constant has been dreary.
Yeah, that's for sure.
First month of January is pretty dreary.
We're going to start out February a little dreary too, I'm afraid. And they're talking that we've got cooler temperatures coming our way. Well, but it's going to be a wait and see, I think.
And the wait and see is for that spring, and we'll talk a little bit about how that's going to open up things in our activities, and in the summer and into the fall. We have Sculptures on the Square coming in, and we have a lot of things to look forward to if we can just get through these dark and dreary days.
Absolutely. One thing I did want to bring up, this, as we're in 2017, this is now, you're entering the 14th year of mayorhood here in Troy.
You know, 14 years has come and gone quickly, and I really do appreciate the support of the voters and people of Miami County, in Troy, and throughout Miami County, because I really believe in regional efforts that make our community better. And so 14 years, it doesn't seem quite possible. It's gone fast. You know, in essence, if you look back at what I've been blessed to have as community service through the electoral process of Troy, I've been involved for over a quarter of a century.
We've seen a lot of growth in Troy, and you've had a lot of goals in Troy, and we've seen a lot of that come to fruition over those years.
Yeah, 14 years, that's 5 terms in council, and into my 4th term as mayor of the great community. And yes, over that time, I've seen a lot of positive things. We also have a lot of challenges, but I always I'm an optimist. I'll be honest with you, I'm an optimist, and I'd like to look at the positive things. And when you look at Troy today, we have had some small growth in terms of population. You know, we haven't exceeded that population, but only by 1 or 2%, and that's a good thing. Nationally, that's a good thing if you have that slow growth. But in our business and industry, we have brought in a number of businesses, both international as well as national businesses. All those major businesses in Troy over the time has grown, has expanded, and that's capital investment. And then when they think of jobs, that becomes a revenue stream for those working in Troy, for the city, and we've been able to have been good financial stewards. Each year we win awards for financial stewardships and handling taxpayer dollars. But yet we've been able to build the revenue stream that allows us to continue to move forward with some of our projects. And I'd be happy, you know, these are goals that when I even was a member of Troy City Council, I always shared certain goals, and as those goals became mayoral goals, I still believe that's our future and our vision. So if you want to talk about some of the goals or some of the things you see, I'll say if that's one of the goals.
Well, I think you did say some of it. We've seen the growth when you go down to the west side of town and even southwest side of town. You see the growth. Crown lift trucks. You've got Clopay.
Absolutely.
All the companies that have come in.
UTC may have changed their name, but they're still on a growth. F&P, you know, we have a lot of Asian market companies, parent companies in Japan, but you know, we always talk about export our companies out away from the United States. Well, in Troy, Ohio, we've been able to bring companies to us, which means jobs here in the region for American citizens. So it's been a good thing for us. ConAgra expanding.
Yep.
You mentioned Clopay expanding, and you know how big Clopay was to begin with when they came in. UTC, SEW Eurodrive. We've just had Honda. Look at Honda distribution.
Yes.
We're now, certainly we've always said North American, but now we do distribution worldwide for Honda.
Right out of Little Troy, Ohio.
Troy, Ohio, and off the interstate, you can see how big that operation is. And I can go on, but the bottom line is, in terms of our large business industry, we're kind of landlocked in Troy, and everybody knows that. But the businesses that we have brought in have found value in Troy, Ohio, and have grown in Troy, Ohio, have expanded in Troy, Ohio, and that means sustainability. It also allows for jobs here in this community, in the region. So I'm very pleased with our economic development efforts, and I want to give kudos to Miami County commissioners as well as our Troy City Council in having the vision to put economic development as their number one priority. And that has sustained us and has improved our position in a quality of life. That was another goal of mine.
Now, I think with all of the big business that is in town, that is also part of what helps our vibrant downtown and the small businesses.
That's one of my goals has been, that, and we talk about so regularly, but I look at the downtown as our living room of our community. It's the place where I want people to migrate, and through the Troy Main Street organization, as well as our Troy Area Chamber of Commerce and our partnership with a whole lot of partners in the city of Troy, we have been able to have a very vibrant downtown, and that's small businesses that I've also said are a backbone of our community. When people come into Troy and they come into Downtown Square, in our quadrants there, they see vibrancy. They see a beautiful downtown. They see a beautiful circle with a fountain in the spring, summer, and fall, and then during the winter we have our Christmas tree lighting ceremony, and so a lot of things happen with Prouty Plaza and all of our great restaurants.
Oh, yeah.
And we've expanded those restaurant offerings, and now we are a destination for many people in our region to come to Troy, Ohio.
Well, another thing I think that makes us a destination to come to town are a lot of the events, like you said, that we have at Prouty Plaza, and now with Treasure Island as well, and down there with the expansion and all the rehab that was done.
Well, thanks, Glenn. I early talked about quality of life, and when I think of quality of life, it's always been my vision that we have to combine recreation, culture, education, and just have the events and activities for people of all ages. When you do that, you have a reason to bring people into your community. Once they come in here and they see our small business growth and the vibrancy, and then they look at the large businesses and industries that we have here, it gives people an opportunity to say, this is a good place to come, and maybe we should live, work, and play, and spend our money here in Troy, Ohio, USA. And so that's been a goal of mine, to enhance the quality of life through programs, through events, and activities, not just in our downtown now, but from the America's Great Communities. We knew that we have initiatives that we can continue to move forward, and one of those is to take our downtown, use our river, connect our river to a recreational corridor that goes along the river, and tie that all together, and that again shows connectivity.
Oh, absolutely. With the bike trail through town, one of the largest bike trails is going right through Troy. It's taking advantage of the things that are here and growing from that.
Absolutely. And you and I, Clint, have talked many times. Another goal is when you do have people coming in, you want to have a well, safe, maintained community. And our safety services are just outstanding. When you see a fire truck or you see an emergency vehicle going down through town to head to an important destination for somebody, those are firefighters and paramedics trained in both areas to deal with situations. So that provides great security and safety for our citizens and throughout the townships in the area. And then you look at our police services and our sheriff. I'll even throw that, working together in partnership. We do we don't have our head in the sand. We do know we have an addiction problem, not only in this area, but throughout
so many
the country.
communities, yes, are dealing with it throughout
But we're
the country.
dealing with it. We're dealing with it. We have a quick response team on board, and we have a House of Hope. We have physicians on board. You know, we are really trying to not necessarily can we eliminate, but we can sure control as best we can and provide a safe environment for our
And the
citizens.
services,
And the
that,
services.
and to follow up with that, and to make sure that people are able to get treatment.
Which is something that I've set as a goal for years now. I mentioned it seems like, well, it's a quarter of a century old in service to the community and giving back to the community, but you don't do that alone. You do that with a lot of folks, and that's why I keep using the word partnership. Partnership starts with the city of Troy, and it works throughout to our business community, our radio station. I'll give you a plug there too, because in our services that we provide,
We're
quality
another one of the
services.
small businesses here in Troy
Absolutely.
that
You're
has
right
been able to
downtown.
prosper.
You're right downtown. You get to see on a daily basis what's going on, and you know, even in the most dormant of times, like the winter season, we see a lot of activity.
There's still,
downtown.
oh yeah, there's still things going on, things that are being planned out into the future. And speaking of that, we'll look ahead to hopefully some of the goals and things that will come to fruition, like the Duke Park expansion.
That's right.
I'm excited to see that would be able to move forward and get that done once that makes it on the ballot, to get the growth there so we can see, just like the soccer fields have done,
Absolutely.
in bringing people into the community,
Absolutely.
that we would be able to do that with the ball fields as well.
Well, there's no secret that this mayor has always been in favor of anything that shows wellness and recreation in our community, along with culture, of course, with the cultural activities that we have and the treasures that we have to offer here in Troy. But let's talk recreation for a minute. You know, organizations came to us as a city, and each one with a certain niche. You mentioned Duke Park North, which is our area now of growth, and the baseball, potential baseball complex for little leaguers, people that want to play ball at a young age and grow up and have a chance to play every season free of floods. And so they came to us, and then the golfers come to us, and then even the senior citizens come to us with some improvement ideas. The skaters and the hockey people come to us. The soccer parents come to us. All these entities are people representing a group, and they came and said, why not continue to expand our opportunities for people of all ages? And Miracle League, Miracle League we don't speak enough of, but that would be part of the Duke Park North complex as well, and that deals with youngsters with disabilities that have an opportunity to participate in different sporting activities. Isn't that great? Isn't that what we should be thinking about as a community, that we do things for people across the continuum of age? And you brought it up, and that is one of my goals, is to continue to look forward with a vision for recreation, culture, and now with the riverfront development activities. You tie that in with the wellness trails that we have. You tie that in with all the activities now with Duke for Treasure Island Park, with our amphitheater and all the wellness activities that are taking place at the Treasure Island Park. And what about the other restaurant that now has become a destination for many, the Boathouse?
Smith's Boathouse.
Smith Boathouse Restaurant. And that just complements the downtown restaurant scene. So I'm proud to say that we have not been stagnant, even though we have been able to be good stewards of taxpayer dollars and invested well. And I think we're seeing the fruits of those labors, and we still are able to, thanks to the business communities and what they provide in terms of the revenue stream with employment, we're able to have the revenues that we can keep moving forward. But we do have a democracy, and we will be voting on the recreational levy
Yes.
in May. And again,
And that recreation levy not only covers the Duke Park, but it's also the senior
Right.
center.
Right.
It's also the golf course. It's finishing up some of the other projects that need to be done and caught up here in town.
Absolutely, and again, I just think this is something that I have believed in for many, many, many years, even before I really got into city government. That these are the things that will sustain us to the hard times, but also while we have good times, we can move forward. And this is one of those times when people will have a chance to continue to move our city forward for the benefit of all.
Now, I know I just got this press release from Marty Baker just the other day that the Mayor's Concert, or the Mayor's Concert Board, is bringing the Capital University Chapel Choir to Troy. That's April 2nd.
Yeah, I mean, we also have the Mayor's Concert, which I'm sure President Baker shared as member of the Mayor's Concert Committee, and it's we again, it's one of those activities, opportunities, cultural. And we have a lot of those things going on, and
a lot to offer. Troy has a lot to offer.
We're finalizing our concert series that will include downtown as well as Treasure Island Park concert series. So that's all planning for 2017. It's always a goal to bring people into our community, and it's exciting times. And I'm glad. Yes, we're adding concerts as we go. Hainer Cultural Center,
yes.
I mentioned them, but they have a summer concert series, but they work in partnership. They tie it all together with our Main Street activities, our City of Troy activities, the Concert Committee activities. We still have diversity and culture with our Festival of Nations.
Yes.
We do in August. So we try to have diversity of activity for people of all ages. And I keep saying all ages because that's important to this mayor, is that we never forget the continuum of ages that we have here in Troy, and we have something for everybody. And the Tour de Donut.
The Tour de Donut.
And Taste of Troy in September. Let's throw that out there. That should be a new event.
You should give the good news on the Tour de Donut that there is an official donut.
There is the official donut, and it's something everybody will remember and know, and it's history, and that is the Troy Strawberry Donut. It just seems fitting that they would be the official donut of the Tour de Donut. And thanks to Kathy McIntosh, the Music Boosters, they're going to make donuts even after the Troy Strawberry Festival. They're going to come back and make them for the Tour de Donut. And, just different things like that. So I hope our community that listens to this takes a step back. I know we can always find fault in certain things, and I do too. But as an optimist, I like to look at the many positive things that this community has offered. And remember, we're a small community of only 25,000 plus people, not a real huge metropolis. But we are a small Midwestern town with big town taste, and I think we demonstrate that. And I hope people enjoy that opportunity that we try to present.
I think that's why
we have a safe environment to do that in.
That's why people stay in Troy, and that's why people come to Troy.
Well, thank you. And if I may, I want to highlight one other goal
Certainly.
That has been something very strong, and you can understand this, being an educator by trade, that's me, that education is an important component in making a quality of life effort in your community. We have a great relationship with not only our public schools, Troy City Schools, but with the Troy Christians community, the Career Center in the region in Miami County, along with the higher institutions. And that is something that has been very important to me, as I still continue to set as a goal bringing a four-year college into our area where people can retool, retrain, get the degrees they need for the jobs of tomorrow. Look at the Hobart Welding Institute.
Yes.
They are growing. Their new building is now open, and people come in for retraining from the welding industry into that building because we're the world leader in welding industry here in Troy, Ohio. And then I will just whet the appetite. Stay tuned. We see the ITW Hobart area that's green space now.
So is there something maybe in the works?
We've been in negotiations for a while, and it's looking positive. And so hopefully in the near future, yet in 2017 or early in 2017, we will be able to make another announcement that I think will be forward and reaching here in this, not only Troy, but in throughout our region. And we'll just, I'll leave it at that to whet the appetite. But that has been a goal of council, the mayor, city staff, and the county officials, all trying to work together with ITW Hobart to bring a nice professional look into our community that would enhance our community. And so stay tuned with that. Gosh, I think we've covered a lot of bases, all of which are strong goals, all of which are strong beliefs that I've been able to share over the years. And obviously, I'm in my 14th year doing this, so somebody has supported me along the way, and I really do thank you. I thank Troy Community Radio. I thank the citizens for giving me opportunities to move us forward and give back to a community that you know I love, and my family loves. And then our city staff and council, a great group of people working together, all with the same comment. We don't always agree, and that's why I said sometimes we have disagreements.
But it's okay to disagree.
Because, sometimes out of that comes a better idea.
Yes, you're right.
And that moves us again forward. May have to take a couple steps back, but then we take 3 steps forward. So that's a good thing.
Well, we appreciate your time that you've put in as well over these, now starting 14 years.
Yeah, 14 years as mayor, and gosh, it sometimes makes you look back and reflect, but I've been blessed. I certainly want to thank everybody for their support and continued support as we continue to not look back and fall back, but to go forward with a good vision for what Troy should be and will be in the near future.
Thank you so much, Mayor. Always a pleasure sitting and talking with you. Anything else you'd like to add?
Council?
Council.
Council comes up. It doesn't seem like it's been forever since we've had a Troy council meeting, but we do have a full city council meeting. That's coming up Monday, February 6th. It's hard to believe it's February, but February 6th, 7 o'clock, City Hall. There'll be items on the agenda, and if anybody's interested, we welcome them to come and see what's going on. But again, I really do appreciate the efforts of our Troy City Council and their due diligence in making decisions that will reflect on a vision for the tomorrow.
All right. Thank you so much, Mayor.
Thank you.
This has been the Mayor's Report. I'm Clint Myers on 107.1 WTJN for David Denoyer on TCTV.